here it is, the opportunity, since this really is the season of great givingness, extra givingness, you and I need to amp that up and give that light and give that affirmation wherever we find its opposite. We have to be its opposite. So remember, we want to predict things the way we want things to be, because we have the power. We have the power. It is within us to do this. We are not hopeless. We are not helpless. And remember the power of one. The power of one is awesome. Never underestimate the power of one. And you are that one. So never underestimate your power to cause great good and to breathe life into those, dry bones of negation and raise them up into affirmation and into lifefulness. That's why you and I are here. We're here for that purpose. We're here for that reason. But of course, we have to do that first by doing it within ourselves. And so always it's about getting in touch with the moreness within ourselves. And we have to stop telling ourselves what we cannot do, what we have not got, what we're not good at, what we fall short in, and so on. You and I, if only we knew a tiny bit of the light and the intelligence that lives within us, every day we would get up, look in the mirror and saying, oh my gosh, look at that light looking back at me. It's stunning. It's awesome. It's powerful. It's amazing. Thank God for another day of shining that light wherever I am. And it has little to do with me except my allowing it to express itself through me. And that much I can do. I can get out of its way and let it have its magnificent expression through me. And yet, what do we do when we get up in the morning and look in the mirror and first recognize ourselves? Well, I don't want you to tell me. It wouldn't exactly be what I just said we could do, I think. But there it is for you and for me to do. The calling is phenomenal at this time now. We're cusping. We're on a precipice. We can go this way or we can go that way. And whatever way we go depends on everybody sitting in this room and where I'm standing now. It is up to you and it is up to me to be the 1,000 people that Ernest Holmes predicted, that if he could collect 1,000 people together who so knew and assimilated and imbibed the principles of science of mind and lived in its expression, he said, I will show you a new world. 1,000, that's all he thought it would take. And my goodness me, here's the 1,000 in expression, or could be. We could be part of that 1,000, why not? Why not? Everybody on this plane has the same challenge. Everybody on this plane goes through the same kinds of ordeals and so on, as well as the great good. Everyone. So it has nothing to do with what I have been in the past right up until this moment, how I haven't always been the best that I could be right up until this moment. It has nothing to do with that, but it has everything to do with what I think and predict about myself in this moment now and from this moment forward. So what the calling is today is for you and for me to imbibe that sense of the moreness and the greatness and the power and the presence of the intelligence that lives in and through and by means of you and me, that shows you and me as an expression of itself. To take that seriously and to say amen to that, and only say amen to that, and then allow its expression to come through. But you're not going to do it, and I'm not going to do it for as long as we're afraid about anything, as long as we're worried about anything, as long as we're scared about anything. It just can't happen. We have to release and let go of the worry and the concern and the fear, and know that anything that forms against me cannot stand, as we are told. Anything that forms against me cannot hold and cannot stand when I am in touch with the moreness and the greatness that is within me. So every one of us in this room is so empowered, is so awesomely sovereign, is immense in capacity to be the good and think the good and feel the good and speak the good and as a result, absolutely transform our own lives and the lives of all those around and about us and further afield too. It's all in the knowing and in the feeling and in the amen to that which is good and only good. And what is good is life-giving. What is good is life-raising. What is good is life-expanding. What is good is life on the rise. That's what's good. And so we can rise up within ourselves and allow ourselves to feel that expansiveness, to feel that moreness, and to allow the expression of it to come through. Now, of ourselves, we cannot do it. Of course we can't. And we've tried it. I know some of the time we've tried to do that ourselves, and we know what happens when that happens. A lot of other things get in the way, especially that little thing that has a great effect on us called ego. And we can't just allow our egos to be all that governs our lives. It's the power, the spirit, the presence, the life, the light, and the love that is the truth of us, and the ongoing part of us, and the eternality of us that we want to identify with, and that we want to have pull us back from any sense of lack in any way, any sense of not enoughness in any way, any sense of being unable to meet the task and the purpose for which we came. And we came just for the good, to be the good, to express the good. And in the chapter, Butterworth says, look, why don't we, once and for all, get some paper and a pen, sit down, write out everything that ails us, everything that scares us, everything that frightens us, everything that's not right, and have a real bash at it. And then when we've done that, tear it up and burn it. Then he says, take another page and write out all the statements that you would like to be true in your life. Predict in your statements the way you would like life to be. And then he says, when you've done that, stamp each and every one of them with a grand amen. Stamp each one with your amen. And so it is. This is the truth, and nothing else but the truth, and the only truth of my life. And then he says, read them. Read them as often as you can. Every day, read them. Because the first expression of giving them life is to speak them into life, into truth, into being, into form. Speak them, speak them, speak them, and soon you'll be living them, living them, living them. It is an exercise. It's not something we all say, oh, goody, goody, I can't wait to go home and do that. But for those of us who will, we will benefit. We will benefit, and we will improve our circumstances, situations, and our lives. And of course, everywhere we are and with whom we are, to hold the kindness and the goodness and the love-filledness of spirit as we encounter each other as spirit. It's a big challenge, but we wouldn't be asked to do it if we couldn't do it. We can do this. We sing it, as I say over again, you are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are my family. You are the face of love, etc. Now, it's easy to sing that, but to actually behave ourselves and conduct ourselves in such a way like we believe it is a whole different thing. But we're in the process of doing that. It's our endeavor. It's our endeavor. My mom used to say, if you want to hit the top of the tree, aim for a star. If you want to hit the top of the tree, aim for a star. And so it is our aim, because intention is everything. It's all about intention. It's all about intention. Set the intention. Now, we may forget the intention, we may fall short of the intention, but intention is everything. And as soon as we wake up and remember, we get back on track. We come back on track. We come back on track. And in that way, our amen is given to that which is solid, that which is the truth. And when it's pointed out to us, what you've said amen to means this is the truth. This is your truth. It's what you're going to experience. It's what you're going to create for yourself. So if we want a better future, we better start predicting one. We better start stating one. We better start seeing one. We better start visioning one so that we can live in it and from it. And as a result of just taking care of my own life and doing the best by myself, being all that I can be, I'm affecting everything and everyone around me. Everything and everyone around me. It's an inside and an outside job. What's going on the inside will affect everything on the outside. But we must not allow what's on the outside to affect us on the inside, no matter what that is. Because everything is never, ever what the opinion says it is. It's never that. It's always more than that. Always more than that. So we have to look for the more. And of course, the way we discover it is by being the more ourselves. So our work is certainly cut out for us, that's for sure. But we're equal to it. We're equal to it. That's why we're here. And you're the ones, and I am the ones, that have to have the hope and the belief and the knowingness that life is in a progressive stage. It's in a forward movement out there in the world where there are the predictors of doom and gloom and all of that. And we must not be sucked up into that vortex of darkness. That's not where we belong. We belong in the light because we are the light. We belong in the truth because we are the truth. We are its very expression. And so it's up to each one of us whether or not we're going to express it. But to do that, we need to walk kindly and leave a light tread upon our path. And we have to have compassion first and foremostly for ourselves, because nobody can disappoint ourselves more than we can disappoint ourselves. We are the ones that can disappoint ourselves the most. And when that happens, we need to just shake ourselves off, pull ourselves up, and know, you know what? It's a learning opportunity. It's a teaching opportunity. I can, through the power and the presence of the greatness within me that strengthens me, can be all that I'm here to be, can be all that I'm created to be, and it's good, and it's very, very good. So the words of our lips and the meditations of our hearts, you know, the thoughts and the feelings and the convictions that you and I are entertaining, these are what produces the amen to whatever it is we're saying amen to. Amen is a very convicted expression. And so along with I am and amen, we have to be very careful with the statements that follow I am and the statements that precede amen. So I think never again will we take our amens for granted, because it's a very powerful stamp we're placing on what we're thinking and what we're feeling and what we are presenting. So this is a perfect time of year for us all, since we're celebrating light at this time of year across cultures. Light has been celebrated and appreciated and recognized at this time. Let's first acknowledge the light within ourselves. And let's know that it is ever glowing brilliantly within us. And its light and its warmth is always available to us. And that because of it, at the center core of our being and filling every aspect of our being, we can overcome anything. We can overcome anything. So when we're talking about ourselves and our state of health and our state of wellness and our state of life and living, let's make sure that what we're stating that as is something I can say absolutely amen to and feel good about it and believe it and know it is so. So let's not sell ourselves short by thinking less about ourselves or predicting for ourselves ailments or lacks or limitations of some kind. But let's always know that no matter what is told to us, whether, you know, a doctor or an attorney or whomsoever makes a prediction, we can say, you know, there's a greater power than that, and I'm going to align myself with the greater power and the greater word than that. that is the truth. This one may or may not be, but I'm not going to assist it in any way of becoming the truth. I am going to know and identify with the power that can take me through whatever experience crosses my path. And not only take me through it, but I can come through it feeling transformed as a result of it. If I stay in affirmation and do not give my amen to anything that is negative. It'll take some practice for us all to get there. Let's practice with the little things so if anything big crosses our path, we're ready to say, I don't think so, it ain't so, and I will call upon a greater intelligence and a greater power to move me through this experience with grace and ease, in peace and joy, in all kinds of support and wonderful energy, and know that I will come through it, the better of it. That's what you and I can know. That's what we will know if we want to predict a wonderful outcome for anything that crosses our path. And we can. The question is, what are we saying amen to in our lives? Let it be an amen to everything that enhances and enriches life and light and love and moves us in an energy that is always uplifting, advancing, transforming, and realizing the greater good that wants to express itself through us. Now, can we say an amen to that? Amen. Amen. And so it is.